Oh, I see what happened here. I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking better, and all because of like adding one texture. So far we've got one texture where we're like, well, I mean, Ollie's sand texture is forever awesome in my book, but we just have the one this first texture that's come in that's really kind of resonated. So I think that'll help us wrap our heads around what we need to do for other textures and how to have things feel pretty consistent. Different materials like wood and things like that. But I love the painting. You know what? I need to find a way to show Marie the stuff in game a little bit better. I bet she'd be really excited to see the effect of her painting. The monitor that I look at where, oh, you're right. Well, it doesn't need to be unlisted. I could just send her a link to like this stream. Can't wait to see the character model in game in front of the gate with textures, lighting, and torches. It's gonna be so good. I'm extremely excited about that notion. And so this is midday lighting. So this is probably the worst lighting we're gonna have. Don't have audio, so can only read chat, yo. Belfaster. We'd probably be better off. I mean, shit, this texture even makes this look a lot better. Yeah, I still have the super stretchy texture up top here. And I don't know what's going on with these dudes. But yeah. I just slopped it down here real small for temporaries. We could probably, it'd probably take Ollie all of about 4 minutes in Photoshop to do a different one for the ground here. Hello, Z Fighting. Will you have a super satisfying ding sound when leveling up? Yeah, we need to. Wow, what's going on there? We need to work with actual professional psychologists and make the most powerful ding ever. Just use all the legacy EQ sounds. We can't do that. Let me know if you ever want me to submit geo issues. Let me try to grab. Let me save you a lot of time because there's a lot of funky shit here. I know this goes against everything that is in your nature, Nick, as a super professional QA person. Honestly, if you just made like a bulleted list, I'd feel even better about popping in and like giving the green light to do it and then popping in and knocking him out. I just feel bad if it's a bunch of tickets over a bunch of little shit that's eventually going to get changed anyway. I like that there's that built-in sort of God ray right there. Modern engine. God bless you. The stuttering's a little weird. We'll have to figure out how to ensure that updates a little bit more cleanly, but hey, G.I. Jojo. Need some super reflective textures and make blinding reflections from the sun. So I'm curious if we're going to have anything that's very reflective, because we're going for this painted look, but maybe there'll be some, maybe there's a way to do reflective stuff and have it work with the style. There should be an encounter that depends on the square of light from the sun beaming into a room. That idea has come up within the team. And so I would not be shocked if we have some stuff that plays around with light. T-Con. Howdy. Any thoughts on personal storage yet? Like bank and house? We've just talked about it kind of casually. There's no like firm philosophy on how we're going to do it. It will, the one thing I would say is likely is that since we're going with a lot of constraints, I wouldn't be shocked if it's something where it's not, you know, you start with a billion slot storage and can access it from everywhere and blah blah blah. We need some more light in this city. Okay, so when I nerfed the market lights, maybe I nerfed them a little too hard earlier. Gotta figure out what happened with these materials. I may have, because I made the market much brighter. Have you all run into any difficulties or tech constraints making an MMO in Unity? Nothing major that I know of. It's a good question for Ali or Zachary, but no, so far for what we're doing, it hasn't created any significant problems. Yeah, it's a bit dark. I thought maybe it was just the light reflecting off my monitor, but we don't have a lot of lights in other areas of the city. Well, now that the moon's coming up, it helps. So Nick, I had this area much brighter, but basically I wanted it to, you know, because we say that the market comes alive at night. So I just wanted to start playing around with lighting it up. As this light scene from the Fifth Element callback at the end of the movie? I don't think I pronounced that right, but when the light of the seventh moon cast through the window in the southern tower, talk to the lady in the red dress. Avoid reflections of the crystal chandelier on the wall. In regards to lighting, I know that you're into day and night cycle affecting gameplay. Could throw special things like blood moon that borderline blinds everybody regardless of race, with all the nature nasties to go with it. We've talked about crazy moons as well, yeah. Very Zelda. Lighthouse in a harbor would be neat. Oh yeah, good point. We need an actual lighthouse over here. We've got the old Fallen Watch on that hill up there, which made a bit glowier, and you can see some other ruins that are glowing green in the desert. Excuse me. Thanks, Vex. Torch in offhand or range slot holds a lantern at the cost of losing stats. Some other benefit. Thinking how a bard got a benefit of holding an instrument, but had to lose the offhand DPS. It's interesting discussion, and we've talked about it a little bit. And we've seen some games that really embraced held light sources, and I think Nick and Bunny have brought up some good examples in the past of different games. Could also make it where one group member has to make the sacrifice and like covers a decent amount of space. I could have sworn I saw that in Pantheon as well. Oh, there's the Blood Moon example actually that Nick did. That is pretty tight, is it not? I need to keep this image. I'm going to download this. We'll use it for something. Need to Photoshop out the capsule. Freaking capsules, man. But I like that. I like that. That's got a very like 80s fantasy painting feel to it. Move that over here. Could also make it. That is your horse, Bunny. I went back and was looking up some of the stuff that you sent. I don't think I got all of it, but I got a few. There's your horse and your cat. All right. Oh. Nah, I'll wait one more minute to turn chat on. But hey, textures starting to look like a thing even more. Hey, what do you think? Just wait until we have more textures and more modeling and more lighting and more all sorts of stuff. Now that I've illuminated the Fallen Watch over on the hill, I kind of want to actually model something over there. And given how we're changing the positioning of stuff on the map, I may make that outcropping a bit bigger. But yeah, okay. So you guys, are you ready to talk about today's topic? Is that what folks are here for? If not, I'll continue to walk around here and wait for the sun to come up and continue to be excited about the way this looks. Mount armor and customization of it. Oof, add that. Hey, Droop. Droop just wanted to say thank you for being such a good Discord discusser. We're not actually starting, but when Bunny says do something, I do it. Will mounts be kept in stables or in your pockets? I'm curious how Bunny feels about this. Well, you guys can talk about it in advance. WTF. What's going on? Guard Zachary. Want to be able to hire an ogre as your mount. Gnomes riding ogres. Should we get started? No one said we should get started when I asked a second ago, so I'm continuing to walk around. But now you guys are actually getting started. Shit, I'm really into this. Am I just high on my own supply? Is it just one of those things where it's like... I'd walk around in a pill and attack other colored pills with you in that zone? That's the litmus test. Textures are really bringing it together. Can't wait to see it with a few more. Yes. I've got the feeling it's not going to take Marie very long to get that cloth texture done, and then with those in place, we can talk about what we want to prioritize next. Then we just got some few little bug fixes that I think will help. Like to see mounts that you have to tame, maybe rare spawns that can be captured via skill and traded, sold. Like to see 50 people chasing one rare spawn, trying to tame it. It'd be interesting to see what the actual taming mechanics allow for in that scenario. All right, I tell you what, let's get started. It's going to take a few minutes for the sun to come up. And in all fairness, I've already seen it once. I'm just so hyped on it. You guys know you're gonna have to repeat all these, right? I'm not gonna scroll up and dig these back up. It's gonna be up to you to repeat them. But I wanted to run through the market again at dawn. All right, we'll make this a bit smaller so I can see to pop in. All right, so guild pets where a ton of players can tame a dragon and use it as a pet, but it's basically a raid boss. All right, I'm gonna I'll scroll up in a second. Mounts can devalue speed buffs. That's the fun of our conversation here, is identifying those things and going, all right, well, is that 100% every time? Does it have to be true? I don't know what the hell happened. I think it's like, why does the sun look that much cooler all of a sudden? Is it the textures? Like, these god rays and stuff would have been here before. I guess it is, because of the areas like that where that's your normal height maps coming to play. I guess so. Man, this place feels nice and dusty. Cool. All right. So I will bring up the sheet and I'll start typing. I feel bad now. Let me scroll up a little bit. I'll start with the one that you did keep. Everybody else, you're going to have to repeat them. I'm sorry. Mounts that you have to tame. Well, let me get my hands warmed up.